What's up, YouTube? I'm Mike, and today I'm back with a third video, cranking out the content today for you guys. I'm getting ready to go to the gym, and I thought, excuse me, I thought I'd make a quick update video about my experience with GHRP6, growth hormone releasing peptide 6. The reason I initially purchased this peptide is because it is a ghrelin agonist. It was originally believed that growth hormone releasing peptide acted on the growth hormone secretagogue receptor, and due to subsequent discoveries, the hormone ghrelin is now considered the receptor's natural endogenous ligand. Look at that. I was reading that from the Wikipedia. Gotta fuck with you. So the reason that I purchased GHRP6 is not as an actual growth hormone secretagogue. The reason that I purchased it is because I was trying to experiment with another I was trying to compare it to another ghrelin agonist that I have thoroughly enjoyed, which is MK677. So I commented on this peptide a few times in some videos this month, and when I initially tried it, I was not really feeling it. I thought it was causing some nausea post inject, like many hours post injection, and so I was kind of undecided about it. Unfortunately, I started using it in the middle of my acute liver injury, my drug-induced liver injury debacle, and it seems now, after further testing, that the GHRP6 was not at all to blame for the nausea. So in the absence of using MK677 at the moment, I have been using GHRP6 almost daily. I believe I'm taking about it's really hard to dose. I've got it diluted, or I've got it reconstituted to 100 micrograms for every 3 units on an insulin pen. But it's still hard to eyeball that small of amount. So I'm taking about 100 milligrams a dose, and I'm taking anywhere between 2 and 3 doses a day, just depending on how my appetite is going. I was going to report that one of the definitive upsides to the GHRP6 seemed to be that it does not cause lethargy. And then I had some relatively, I definitely got some lethargy yesterday after pinning 3 doses the day prior. I've not experienced it as much today. It is decidedly less lethargy than using MK677. That could be because my understanding is that if you ingest carbs, in and around the window of administering the GHRP6, that it strongly blunts its growth hormone releasing properties. So it could be that the reason I'm not experiencing as much lethargy is because I'm blunting the actual growth hormone releasing side of things, and that's causing the lack of lethargy. It also could just be due to low dosage. So my understanding, and I'm open to be, again, I don't claim to know everything about this peptide. It's brand new to me. My understanding is that it is decidedly different than human growth hormone, where when you're actually injecting GH, you're getting exogenous GH. Whereas when you inject GHRP6, you're actually triggering the ghrelin receptor to tell your body to make more of its own GH. And so whatever GH release you get is actually endogenous production. It's actually just stimulating your body to make it, rather than exogenously applying it. So some people may want to argue that that's healthier than taking GH, but again, the growth hormone side of things is not what I've been interested in. What I've been interested in is how it would affect my appetite, and that's what I've actually come to really truly love about this peptide. When you take MK677, in my case, like I started out taking 5 milligrams twice a day, and then I increased my dose. And you take the dose, and I think it's relatively long acting. It's like 12 hours. I think is the activation period of the MK677. I may be wrong about that, but it seems to stimulate appetite for an ongoing period of time. I can certainly take my last dose of MK677 in the evening and wake up first thing in the morning, some 12 hours later, or more, with a ravenous, uncontrollable appetite. One of the most negative side effects for me of the MK677, besides the lethargy, was that sometimes it would make me just ravenously hungry when I didn't want to be. It would interrupt my sleep, basically. Like, I would wake up earlier, I hadn't gotten a full night's rest yet, and I would wake up so fucking hungry that I could not go back to bed until I got up and made something substantial to eat, which is really annoying when you're trying to get a good night's rest. The thing that the GHRP6 seems to be is appetite on demand. That has been the single most amazing factor about this peptide, is that I pin it, and within 15 minutes, I'm feeling the effects of it, and it's stimulating my appetite, and I'm not noticing that it continues to stimulate it for an extended period of time after admission. So basically, it's like you pin it, it makes you hungry for the meal you're getting ready to eat, and then that's it. I can't definitively prove that. I am definitely eating better than I was, and there's times where I think, oh, maybe I should pin some, and then I end up eating perfectly healthy without it. So I honestly cannot definitively say how long the appetite, how long it induces additional appetite, but I can tell you that it is not as acute. Even at 300 micrograms a day, it is nowhere near as acute as MK677, where you're waking up in the middle of the night starving to death. It seems to very much be appetite on demand, and that is phenomenal. So one of the ways that I've been using it is I've basically just been using it to add calories to what has already been a really healthy amount of eating for me. So, like, for example, the other day, I'm trying to increase my calories. I had eaten a big lunch, which was Whataburger meal. I'd had a Whataburger, fries, entire Dr. Pepper. So there's 1,000, 1,200 calories. 2 or 3 hours later, give or take, whatever it was, my wife started cooking dinner, and I didn't have any appetite. I didn't want to waste dinner, and I didn't want to miss the calories. And so she was cooking tacos for dinner. And so I said, hey, how long until dinner? And she's like, about 15, 20 minutes. I ran into the kitchen, pinned the GHRP6. By the time she put my plate down for me to eat, I was ready to eat again. And I ate my entire plate and then went back for seconds. So that right there is a phenomenal tool to have, a phenomenal weapon to have in your arsenal when you have, again, this on-demand situation. If I had been naturally hungry, I wouldn't have needed it, and I would have just gone ahead and eaten my meal as normal. But because I had an unusually large amount of calories at one time, and I wasn't ready for dinner, I had the power to just make myself ready for dinner and then eat a really healthy dinner, and I've been gaining weight very rapidly. So since I started in the gym a week ago, I'm up 6 pounds. I haven't weighed today. I've eaten really good today. It's very possible that I'm up 7 pounds now, but I gained 6 pounds of body weight back in the first week since getting back on my feet from the drug-induced liver illness, and the GHRP has decidedly been helping with that. So obviously I'm having a much different experience with this now than I did. So I do have a couple of concerns, though. The concerns that I have do relate to the growth hormone side of things. Because I don't know how much growth hormone I'm getting, because I'm eating in and around the dosing protocol, I'm concerned about having growth hormone kind of all over the place. I always try to steer clear of that in anything that I'm taking. So one of the advantages to the MK677 is it's got a known bioavailability, it's got a known release rate, and so if I'm taking it, say, every 12 hours, I'm going to have relatively stable amounts, or at least consistent amounts, of growth hormone release in my body. with using the GHRP6 almost as just kind of like a as needed kind of a drug, there's no consistency to how much growth my body is actually releasing. And so it could be scattered all over the place, and I don't know what effects, if any, that will have. Maybe you could argue that that's better for not, creating any kind of negative feedback loop. Some people say that if you're injecting GH every single day, that your body stops producing it in the same way that your body stops producing testosterone in the presence of exogenous hormones. And so maybe the fact that I'm just willy-nilly, pinning a growth hormone agonist, in random quantities at random times, maybe it will only have additive effects. But I have no way of knowing, and I'm only about a week into this experiment. So that basically forms the source of my biggest concern. Is I can't know how much GH I'm getting because I don't know how much the carbs I'm eating are blunting its effect, and I'm not taking the GHRP on any kind of schedule. I'm just taking it when it's necessary. And so again, like I said, I just don't have any definitive way of knowing what's going on the GH side. As far as an appetite agonist, it has been doing a very, very good job. I'm not feeling the flush that I was feeling in the beginning. I'm feeling a lot less negative side effects. The only other thing is occasionally when I've pinned it, I've almost seemed to have like a local allergic reaction or something. I'll pin it and the skin, like immediately around the spot that I pin, will get red and itchy. It lasts for 15 minutes, maybe half an hour, and it goes away. That's not something totally unusual. I've had that happen with peptides before. I don't know what causes it. Maybe nicking a capillary. I don't know what it is. But sometimes the area will just turn red and be itchy. Aside from that, I've had very limited lethargy from it. I did last night. Suddenly start feeling a little tired before dinner and just fell asleep in bed. My wife came and got me before dinner, and I think I actually pinned some more GHRP and then ate dinner. So the lethargy has been decidedly less. I'm experiencing no negative side effects like headache, nausea, basically anything. The appetite that it provides is immediate and on demand, and it has not been something that was uncontrollable. It's not making me ravenously hungry to the point where I would be massively overeating. Unfortunately, I've not been checking my blood sugar. I don't think it's supposed to affect it, but it might. I've never had blood sugar problems at all with any of with MK, with GH. My blood sugar is always, I have the opposite problem. I have low blood sugar. So these drugs, if they're increasing my resting blood sugar rate, it only seems to be helping to offset my natural blood sugar crashes. I've not had any kind of diabetic type situations going on at all. So again, this is very early on in the testing, but right now I don't really have anything but positive things to say about it. So if you are looking for a growth hormone agonist that you don't have to really worry about it getting out of control and causing you to eat a lot of food or to gain a lot of weight, definitely consider giving GHRP6 a try. Obviously, this is not medical advice. Don't break any laws. I suspect this is something that my wife may employ at some point because of the fact that, again, you don't have to worry about overeating. You can decide if and when you need it. So if you're having a bad day and you're struggling to get your calories in, whatever's going on, maybe you're feeling moody or emotional, maybe there could be a lot of factors where your natural appetite is just not getting it done, and you just need that little boost of help. And then bang, 100 micrograms of GHRP6, wait 15-20 minutes, and you'll be ready to eat what so far has been a relative, very healthy portion, and then go about your day with little to no side effects. So there you have it. As always, thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you on the next one.